live. Hello, Board Wars Nation, and welcome to the Season 3 official draft. Now, we've been anticipating this all offseason. We have a lot of recruits that people have been talking up all year. Multiple 5 stars. Some say the best draft class we have ever seen. And tonight we are going to see where those people go. The future of Board Wars happens tonight officially. And I'm the commissioner this season. We are joined by all the captains here and 2 of our captains virtually. And with all that being said, the Astro Bears are on the clock.
All right, I'm going to be our stream host for the day. My name is Luke. You guys might know me better as Dr. Luke. Some call me the goat of Board Wars, but yeah, those who know. But that's neither here nor there. But we're gonna have a great draft today. I'm curious to see who the Astro Bears pick. The betting favorite right now is Dan Wangler. His name is already listed as Papa Bear for Board Wars. So, yeah, we're curious to see what happens with that. I don't know what the timer is for any of these picks. 2 minutes. John, would you like to join the stream? Come up here.
Oh yeah.
Welcome, sir. So, you are one of the pseudo captains for the Jelly Jets, is that correct?
That's correct. Yes, I am.
Awesome.
Captain of the Jelly Jets.
So, you might know a little bit into the strategies for those at home.
A little bit, yeah. About drafting strategy?
Yeah.
I do. A bit. I would dare to say I do.
Gotcha. Is there anything that you'd like to let let those at home know about what you guys are planning to do for this year?
What we're planning to do. Well, our team, we have, I'm going to be honest, we don't have a lot of competition. We have some very strong recruitment team on our team, so all of our picks that we have, they're not going to be very contested. We kind of have it locked down in that department. So we're a little bit loose on the strategy for the order of which we're drafting. But regardless, we have some very strong picks, some young, fresh blood that has a lot of potential. So I'm looking forward to it.
Sounds like you're pretty persuasive. What kind of methods are you using? Is this something that that the league should be concerned about? Is this something we should investigate? Like what kind of persuasion tactics are you guys using? I can't tell. Oh, looks like we have the first pick ready.
Ooh. Hello, Board Wars Nation. Today we got the Season 3 draft. With the Astro Bears have the pleasure of having the first overall pick. Now, as you may know or may not know, right now there's 3 players. We have me, the captain. We have Max Power and Parker Klein. All freshmen. We all have all little boys going into college right now, freshman boys. But right now we're looking for someone older, someone to hold the team together. Someone looking for a man, maybe an unk, and that's why with the first overall pick of the 2026 draft, the Astro Bears are selecting Papa Bear.
All right, Papa Bear has been selected. The speculation was correct. The name seemed to kind of give that away. And yeah, for those of you who don't know, this is Dan Wangler. Some of you at home might know him better by that. But yeah, I had the privilege of watching him during one of the off-season games, and I gotta tell you, he's gonna be pretty good, I think. Now, Dan isn't in the house today, but we're gonna get the next best thing up. Max, would you like to join the stream? Hello. I like the fit.
Thank you.
Could you do a jump so that the people at home can see your nice shorts?
Oh yeah.
Beautiful. So you're the pseudo captain of the Astro Bears, correct?
This is true. Yes, this is true.
Awesome. So could you give some insight into why you guys wanted Papa Bear first overall?
So we've been big on Dan for a long time. When we first heard he was interested in playing Board Wars, like we immediately had him on our radar. So we decided we're like we need some more on like a very youthful team. Like we're all going into our freshman year of college, so we decided like we need some like older presence on the team, and Dan just fit that role for us really well.
Totally, yeah. I think with the first pick, you've already picked the oldest guy available to draft, and you're adding some maturity to the room. I like it.
100%.
Yeah, cool. So that was your biggest. Was that the biggest thing? His age.
His age, but also he's just a winner. Dan is just a winner. Papa Bear, he wants to be good at this game, and that's what we really saw in him in his practice game. And we just know that as he goes on his career, like Board Wars could be huge for him, and we just want to see his growth as a player. And I think we could like do a lot to make him a better player. So yeah.
Awesome. And one more thing about your team is that so far all of you guys are going to be localized in Springfield, as you're all students at Missouri State. Was there any reason that you specifically wanted the St. Louis guy, or did it just kind of happen that way?
Well, so getting a guy like Dan, it kind of makes it so we have like two staffs. So we have our St. Louis people who we possibly could get later in the draft, but we also have our core in Springfield. So he'll be really holding down the fort there in St. Louis, as maybe we could see some of the picks later, which could also be some St. Louis guys that Dan could coach up, or just we can coach up, and it's just going to be a good situation.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. Sounds like the Astro Bears have a really good strategy going forward for this year. And that leaves the Ruby Raptors on the board. I don't know how close they are to. I do not have a clock, so I'm not sure when they are going to be making their pick. So I'm not sure how long I'm supposed to be talking for. But the Ruby Raptors are a team, of course, that has had to rebuild last year. First season, they were known as the Chess Rules. They got rebranded to the Ruby Raptors once Caden Gillum took over. And, yeah, they had a strong showing. They had somebody who won the Sportsman Player of the Year. I believe that was Straw. Yeah, awesome dude. A lot of good guys on that team. I'm excited to see who they're going to add. I've been asked by the crowd who I think is going to win. Oh, hang on. I'll let you guys know later.
And the pick is in. This next pick is going to happen through our Discord chat. So, Caleb, if you could put him up. And Caden is going to tell us what his draft pick is going to be. Caden, you're on.
Now. All right. I've been asked by the crowd who I think is going to win. I guess maybe my live stream's behind. Should I announce my pick? All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I was looking at the roster, and I have a few different people on there that I can select. And even though the Raptors weren't his number one pick, I'm looking over at D Harm to be my first round draft pick for the Ruby Raptors. I know that he has a good friend on my team with Preston. And, Dan, I am very happy to have you on my team. And we're looking forward to having another rookie that we can train up. And being that last year we were all 90% rookies, we definitely are looking forward to having you here and just training you up and making sure that you're one of the best players in this whole league.
All right, that was D Harm, I believe, is what his Board Wars name is going to be at the second overall pick. That's another strong pick to start this draft off. The Ruby Raptors, one of their guys is Preston Donahue. This is one of his good buddies that they just drafted. And yeah, I think that's an awesome pairing to make. It's good to have guys who want to play with each other and really enjoy the game. That's huge for a team in your locker room. All right, now to answer Slushy's question, he asked who he thinks is going to win the season. Now, of course, a lot depends on how this draft goes. There's some teams that have 4 players right now, so it's kind of hard to tell. So we need to see how it's going to shake out. Jelly Jets have 3 players. Wow. You wonder why you've never made the playoff. Just kidding. The Jelly Jets are going to be looking much better. Oh, I just realized Elijah Novak's probably going to see that too. But they're looking like a solid team. But if I had to say who I thought was going to win, I'd say the Los Cuties are looking really good. People like to say that they fell off after the first season, but we were the second seed last year. We were one of the teams that won a playoff game. We practically finished in second place, and that was the year we fell off. So I'm just saying I think there's a few reasons to believe we're going to rebound. I think we'll have a strong draft today. Caleb Ward taking over will be huge for us. I don't know. I'm not claiming to be an unbiased host. That's fair. Who's my favorite team? Take a wild guess. All right. Looks like John Marks again today.
Unfortunately, once again, our captain is not here with us tonight, and so they will be announcing their pick on our Discord chat. Say hello. Say hello to Hodge.
Right. Hey everybody, this is Hodgepodge calling in from Wisconsin. I'm excited for this next season of Board Wars for sure. We have a lot of new people coming into the team. We are all super excited to announce our first round pick is going to be Python. Python, welcome to the team. That is Peter Noeth. We're super pumped to have you on with us. Welcome to the Jelly Jets finally.
What's up? Yeah, go up to the front. Yeah. All right, Python, come down over here. Right here. All right, you are the third overall pick of the 2025 draft and the Jelly Jets' first pick, and apparently the fourth member of their team now. How do you feel?
I feel pretty great. I mean, joining the Jets, I know a lot of people on the Jets, and it's going to be fun.
Exactly. Despite the fact that they haven't made the playoffs, the Jets are known as the most popular team in Board Wars, inside in the league and outside of the league. We haven't done an official poll on that, but everybody just kind of knows it's true that everybody likes them the most. What are you most excited about for joining them?
I'm probably most excited about the other people that I know there, and also joining Board Wars in general.
Yeah, it's a really good community, and you're joining one of the best sub communities in that community. So, what kind of connections do you have to the team? So, like already before you started?
I think I know all but I know all the people that are currently on the team. I think there's like one or two players that are most likely going to be on the team that I don't know yet.
Gotcha. Cool. So it sounds like you're pretty well connected already. That's awesome. And it sounds like you're going to be well connected in the future too. So I don't know, who's the one who convinced you to join Board Wars, and how did they convince you to do it?
It was definitely John Avila, Mr. Java, and he just was persistent. He just asked me to join, and I was like, eh. He kept asking me, and eventually I kind of joined. Yeah. Oh.
I hope you guys can hear that, because we're getting good stuff here. But he said John Avila was so persistent and just kept begging him to come. They finally decided to grace us with his presence, is basically what Peter said. Shh. That's awesome. Thank you. I'm really excited to see what you do this season. Cool. All right. And with that, the Jelly Jets go from a team of 3 to a team of 4. Signaled to go here. Okay. Gotcha. All right. Ooh, now that's a good question. Who do I think is going to win MVP? For the next 30 seconds. There's a lot of good options. Slushy, the one who posed this question, probably one of the favorites. Now that I'm going to be eligible for the first year ever, so I think I might be there. I'm not going to say myself though, because I've already answered the Los Cuties. But I'll continue this discussion once we get going, because I believe Drew has a couple seconds. True. I'd probably put you as the favorite, just because I don't want to put myself up too high. But I think Drew is about to make his next pick.
Caden, can you hear them?
Hello?
Oh, Gus
Oh, it's on. Okay.
is Drew coming up to the stand?
Hello everyone. Those who don't know me,
Yeah,
I'm
right
Drew
now,
from the Barbecue
for me.
Beavers. This off season,
I haven't
we've
heard anything.
gone through some crazy reworks. Those of you who knew the team before probably won't recognize it now if you're not in the know. But the goal for the draft is kind of to build out those reworks that we've done. So with that being said, for the first pick, or fourth pick, but our first pick is going to be Cereal. Welcome to the Beavers. Thank you. You want to say a word? All right. Well, it's great to have you.
All right, Cereal, come on over here. Introduce yourself to the crowd.
My name is Cereal, also known as Israel.
Whoa. How'd you decide to name yourself Cereal?
It's kind of a funny story. My little cousin, his name's Leo. He couldn't pronounce my name, so he just called me Cereal.
That's easier. Awesome. Well, that's really cool. How does it feel to be a barbecue beaver?
It feels pretty good. Maybe not who it was one of the options that I put in, but I don't know. I just kind of put in some options and just decided to see who drafted me.
Ooh, so you're not going to pull an Eli Manning and demand a trade or anything?
Nah, I'm pretty happy.
That's good. The Barbecue Beavers going to be a great team. Do you know much about what they did in the offseason and their massive three-way trade that they made earlier?
I heard it. I haven't looked at it completely, but I've heard some about it.
Gotcha. Well, they basically shifted out a lot of their old players onto the Mama Llamas, and that's going to be a great team now. But with that, they got Brent Ritter and a bunch of picks. So they're looking to build a lot this year, and looks like you're the first part of that. How does that feel to be, to be valued so highly with, I believe it was the 4th or 5th overall pick?
It's kind of crazy. I didn't play the greatest. I mean, I had a few good plays in the practice game that I played, but I was just curious to see how high I get drafted, and I'm excited to play with Brent Ritter.
Awesome, that's awesome. And what do you think? What should the Board Wars community look out for whenever they're playing against you?
Well, maybe some offense. I don't know. Maybe
some defense.
Maybe not so much. But I'm hoping I can play both. I'm hoping I hopefully find a balance because in my practice game I was mostly just offense attacking. So hopefully you find a balance.
Yeah, that's important. And you got to, Drew's one of the best, actually, in his first year, won Defensive Player of the Year. So you're going to be learning from one of the best.
Yeah, I'm hoping I can find the balance. Yeah.
That's good. It's important to find. Awesome. Well, it sounds like Cereal's got a great mindset to enter the league. Thank you for joining us. All right, and we're continuing the streak of teams either building or rebuilding with the Astro Bears picking next.
What are your thoughts on the Astro Bears?
The Astro Bears. What? Shake my what? Timothy Wright has asked me what are my thoughts on the Astro Bears. Now, I think they're. Oh, he's about to make his next pick. I'll let you know later.
All right, thank you, Luke. All right, next up, the Astro Bears. We have 2 picks in the first round, so this is coming up. This 5th overall pick, you saw earlier we picked Papa Bear with the first pick, and now we're gonna go a little different route. I'm actually gonna call up Max Power, one of the best players in the league, to call our next pick.
Thank you, JD. All right, guys, this next pick is possibly one of the most game-changing picks in the entire draft, okay? It's the 5th overall pick, and 5th overall, the Astro Bears select Dash Power, 5th overall in the 2025 Board Wars draft. He's going to be joining the squad. Be ready. Be afraid.
Wow, Dash Power has been drafted by the Astro Bears, possibly because Max Power is his older brother. 2 excellent names that I don't know what their names are going to be for Board Wars, but their normal names are already great. This is actually the second time we've seen an older brother draft their younger brother, as in the first season, Drew drafted Ryan. But I'd like to once again call Max up to talk about this pick.
Hey, what's up? Good to see you again, Luke. This is awesome to see you again.
Yeah, long time no see. So you just drafted your little brother.
This is true. I did just draft my little brother. Yes.
Awesome. So you probably know him better than anybody else. What are you guys getting out of him?
So Dash, he's played around like 2 or 3 practice games already, and just like from what we've seen so far, I think he's already one of the best talents we have on our team. So like I've seen like his strategy and the way that he like goes about the game. He's very smart. He's made plays that I or JD have never even thought of. So just having him on the team is going to be fantastic for whenever me and JD, go back to St. Louis and are able to play those games with the rest of our team. He's always going to be there. He's someone we want on our team for a long time, and I think he's kind of like a legacy pick because as we get older and he like matures in his Board Wars abilities, he's really going to become one of the next greats. So I have a lot of confidence in Dash. He's going to add to our St. Louis group with Dan there now. So we just expand our team, expand our picks. Dash is a huge pick for the Astro Bears this year.
Wow. It sounds like, with your first pick being Papa Bear, sounds like you might have 2 guys going for the Rookie of the Year if that, with all you're saying is true.
100%. I think that both these guys has potential to be like one of the next greats. So Dan, he also obviously like can do his thing 'cause he's very competitive, very smart, and Dash also one of the more creative players we've seen with his game plan. So I think these 2 picks are just huge for our team.
Awesome. And one thing that I'm sure all the fans at home are wondering right now, did your parents intentionally give you guys superhero names?
You know what? Probably. I mean, with a last name Power, it's hard to like miss out on something like that. But so Dash, he's got a cool name, and yeah.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. All right, we have the Purple Dragons drafting. Are you up? All right, still got a little bit of time. And I did not know this, but apparently the Purple Dragons have changed their logo. I don't know when that happened. Do you have something you want to say about it, Ian? No, go for it.
Hello. Yes, it is the well, I guess I'm maybe the it is a purple dragon. Yeah, I wouldn't classify myself as the purple dragon. But we've definitely adopted the legacy of the original purple dragon. Anyway, Board Wars community, so good to be here today, part of this draft. First, I guess, significant public-facing move as a captain of the Purple Dragons. So I'm really happy to be here. Yes, we did adopt a new logo. This was a conversation that went on within actually a lot of our potential draftees and the current team, and we really like it. Anyway, just a brief overview of what we're wanting from this season. It's gonna be a year of rebuilding, but I think that we're gonna start with some really solid foundations to build from. And with that being said, I'm just gonna launch right into our draft pick. With the what draft pick is this? It's the 6th pick of the first round. The Purple Dragons select Sigazzle, Silas Leaker.
Awesome. Thank you, Ian. How do you say your Board Wars name?
Sigazale.
Sigazale. Gotcha. Okay, because I could not. Well, I guess he said it wrong because I couldn't remember what he said. But awesome. How does it feel to be? You know that the Purple Dragons have changed their leadership. They are now led by Ian. How does it feel to be the first team drafted by the first player drafted by them? Let's get over here.
It is definitely shocking because I did not expect that at all, having no experience at all.
Yeah, you've never played a practice game or anything?
I've played one practice game and that is it. So.
And how'd that one go?
Okay.
Well, it sounds like you showed enough to Ian that he decided that it was worth spending a very high pick on you.
Yeah. I am very thankful to be picked by the Purple Dragons.
Yeah, they're a great team. And I'm sure one of the really exciting things about being a part of their team is their culture. Like last year they were really known for really playing together and really just having a great time. And also just really churning out some great players. What are you most excited for being on that team?
Well, I know a couple people on that team, so it would be good to have known community there. And I just think they have a lot to offer, so.
That's awesome. Do you have any other final words you'd like to give the audience before you head out?
Nope.
Awesome. Thank you. All right. Silas / Sigazzle, I believe. I think I got Sigazol, my bad. Silas, who we will now know as Sigazol, has now been picked, and the Purple Dragons are beginning their new regime. I'm really curious to see, do they have another pick already? Oh, gotcha. Let's go. Now we're about to have the best team in the entire league to take a pick. 1 minute until Caleb Ward. Now, last year I was the Los Cuties captain, and Caleb took over. He's been the pseudo captain of our team for the past 2 years. With him there, we won a championship in large part due to him. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does with this. And I'm really excited to see who's going to be joining our team first. He showed me a little bit of the draft strategy. Again, I'm no longer the shot caller, but he did let me know a little bit about what he's thinking. And yeah, I'm really excited to see what he does.
Hello? All right. Let me cast a vision for y'all. So this is my first official statement as a Los Cuties captain. Dr. Luke has passed the torch on to me, and I'm hoping to take our team, continue to take our team in the direction that he put us in. You know, we won it all. Came in second. You know, we're hoping to continue on that path of greatness that we have built these past 2 years. And I think this next pick is going to help us do that. He's a great prospect. And so with the 7th overall pick in the 2026 Board Wars draft, the Los Cuties are selecting Pascali Wag. All right, Pascali Wag, come introduce yourself to the Board Wars community.
Hey there, I'm Pascali Wag.
Awesome. Cool. So you're joining the Los Cuties, one of the proudest teams in the entire league, and you're going to be joining your brother Tim. How are you excited to be able to play with him?
Yeah, I am.
Awesome. Cool. And what I don't know, did he talk to you about this game at all? Was he a part of recruiting you, or I don't know, what brought you here?
Well, he didn't tell me about the game. Java actually did.
Oh, really? So the Jelly Jets were looking to get you.
Yeah, but I think they've got so many other prospects that I sort of got handed off.
I don't know about handed off. I saw the draft sheet. And, based off your draft position, I don't know if it was as much of a handoff as it was a competition.
Well, I'm honored in any case.
Awesome. And Pascali Wag, where does that name come from?
Well, the first part of it is Pascal, the mathematician, infamously the triangle named after him as well, and then Scallywag for more nefarious purposes.
Ah, so we got ingenuity and nefariousness.
Yeah.
Is that what we should expect from you whenever the fans are watching you, and is that what your rival should be looking out for?
Yeah, when I get the chance.
Love it. Awesome. Well, thank you. All right. I think whenever I said that the Los Cuties have a good chance of winning it all again, I feel a little bit better about making that decision. And just saying, JJ is not happy with me right now. Pete. Your team is up to make the next pick, aren't they? Oh, it's the Purple Dragons again.
The Purple Dragons again. And with the 8th pick of the first round of the 3rd season of the Board Wars draft, the Purple Dragons select Tribesman, or Josh Elliott.
All right, Josh Elliott is off the board, and I do not believe he is here. That's another strong pick for the Purple Dragons. We're seeing a lot of brothers joining their brothers' teams right here because Josh Elliott is joining his brother Isaac Elliott. We just saw a couple more of those happen. We saw that happen with Pascali Wag and Goose Noel and somebody else. Oh, the Powers. Sorry. But yeah, That's another solid pick for the Purple Dragons. I'm curious to see what that adds to their team dynamic. Best looking captain. Let's take a look. Well, I'm not a captain. JD's a good looking guy. Hodge is a good looking guy too. Gideon's up for the next pick.
A lot of these other captains had difficulty picking who they had. I didn't at all. I looked at the draft board and it was very obvious who I was picking from the very beginning. There's two guys that I've been looking at this whole time, and one of these guys I have had a lot of not too much experience with this summer, but I have had a lot of experience with his brain and how amazing he is. And I've had one of my players over in the corner picking his brain this whole time. So, Slushy, could I have you come up here real quick? You're not my draft pick, but I do need you to come up here real quick. Yeah, give it a hand for him, guys. Start clapping. Oh, yeah, amazing. Haters. So this is the true MVP right here. The true MVP, yes. The true MVP that happened. Look at you. The one that beat 2-0 in playoffs, immense career. Luke Joggers over here, one of the best Board Wars players ever. Beat him twice. Only other person to do that was John Mark, and obviously an amazing player right there. But to do it twice, absolutely astounding. Absolutely astounding. But very simply, I brought him up here, one of the best Board Wars players in the entire world, to announce my first pick.
As the Smoky Salamanders' first pick in the 2025 draft, we will be picking Gary.
Amazing. Oh.
All right, Gary, join us down here. Introduce yourself to the fans. Here. Hello.
What's up, boys? Gary here.
Is Gary your real name?
Not at all.
And are you keeping your real name a secret?
For now, we will. Until someone beats me, then I'll say.
Okay, so we have to earn the right to know your real name. Wow.
Indeed. Who's gonna beat me? Who's my first? Nah, I want someone harder. Tim?
I like it. So you're joining the team that just won. Now you got Slushy over there and Gideon. They've already built up a really strong culture and pretty good team as well. How do you feel joining them?
As far as I've heard from Gideon and as far as I've heard from Slushy over there, we got a super strong squad. We got so much momentum coming into this next season. With me joining the roster, I can add my own piece to it, and I'm super excited to get on the team.
That's awesome. And what is this piece that you think you'll be adding?
Pretty much just rage bait and have a ton of fun.
Wow, so you're going to be adding even more of an edge to probably one of the most abrasive teams already.
Yep, pretty much.
All right, I like it. Thank you, Gary. For those of you who don't know anything about Board Wars, Smoky Salamanders won it all last year, and to some, they were kind of known, especially Season 1. I think they toned it down and became a little friendlier. But Season 1, they used to be known as, possibly the heels. They were really abrasive. JJ has no problem admitting that. I remember that they would talk the most, and, but they were a very tough team that could back it up. And last year, they learned a little bit more diplomacy and became much more scared because of that. And they just added Gary, who he seems to be trying to remain a mystery to us. So I guess we'll see what they have in him. But we saw two of the best players in the league, Gideon and Slushy, talking really highly about him. And like Gideon was saying about Slushy might be one of the most somehow underrated players in the league. He won both offensive and defensive player of the year and was potentially snubbed for MVP. Everybody knows that JD won that, and now he's the captain of the Astro Bears. But somehow a player who's already won two of the biggest awards is going to be coming in with an edge, which, I don't know. Smoky Salamanders are definitely a scary team coming forward this year. But we're going to have the Astro Bears make another pick. And I'm not sure. Is that 3? What's that? Okay, I got 30 seconds. All right, they're making their pick now.
Ash Bears on the clock with the first pick of the second round. The Astro Bears will be selecting. Actually, I will be selecting my own blood, a brother from the same mother, Lil T.
All right, Lil T, join us over here. Introduce yourself to the fans back at home.
Where's the camera? Right there. Oh, I see it. I'm Lil T. My goal is Josh, but for Board Wars goes Lil T.
Awesome. And you're JD's brother.
Yes, I am.
Awesome. Wow, so that makes 2 sets of brothers on this team now.
Yep.
Cool. So, I don't know. So clearly you got drafted by one of the people who knows you best. What do you think that your brother knows about you that the rest of us don't that makes you a really strong candidate for a Board Wars player?
My first game, I realized some stuff that he didn't realize, so I think is I turn a wit, But
Wow. So you were catching on to things before JD was. A seasoned veteran who just won MVP. That's pretty impressive.
yep, it is.
Yeah, I'd say so. So you're somebody to look out for, it seems.
Yep.
Cool. Awesome. Well, thank you. Is there anything that you'd like to leave the crowd with?
No, I think that's good.
All right. Thank you. All right. Continuing the theme with brothers drafting brothers. I think is that the 5th group this night? It might be. I'm not going to count. But yeah, wow. Now we have 2 sets of brothers on the Astro Bears. I guess that's how you build a culture. You build it with people that you already know and love. Next up, we're going to see Jello Jets. Speaking of building up a culture. Oh, I thought John was trying to tell me something, but he was doing. John, show us what that thing is. Yes. Now, is this a gang sign? What would you call this?
Well, I wouldn't go that far, but we could say PG gang sign, like church appropriate Jelly Jet.
Ah, so it's a plane. So what? This is a wing. What's the rest of this?
So I think this is the front, and then these are the wings. So it's like, yeah.
I see, and then your arm is the rest of it.
It's the smoke trail, actually.
Ah.
Also, we have a lot of love on our team, so.
That is true. You guys are known for being the most lovable team. Awesome. Well, thank you, John.
Thank you.
Yeah, and I believe Hodgepodge will be with us any second to make their next pick. Looks like they're making it now.
So Hodgepodge is not with us in person right now, but I think he should be joining us from the Discord to announce his next pick.
And this time for the second pick for the Jelly Jets, it's going to be another very good friend of mine. He's also a brother of fellow Jelly Jet, Groovesloth, and future brother-in-law to our most recent pick, Python. So that's very cool. You know who I'm talking about. It's this guy. Yeah, that's Wheeze Queeze, John Sipe. Welcome to the team.
All right,
And
John,
I
help me
also
out. What is his
have,
name?
My third pick for the team here that I'm going to just announce real quick. So for the third Jelly Jet pick, we're going to do another brother pick. We're really racking in those sibling points. This time it's going to be Wonder Boy. That's Jige Knoweth. So Jige, welcome to the team. Super excited to have you. Super proud to have another Knoweth with us.
Awesome. Welcome, Elijah. What was your Board Wars name again?
Wonder Boy.
Wonder Boy. Awesome. And you'll be joining some of your brother Peter, it looks like.
Yes, I will.
And also, did he say future in-laws too?
Yes. My older sister Naomi, is marrying Buiz Queeze, who was also just drafted. Who is related to him. So.
Awesome. That's really cool. You're really building up a family right there. It looks like. So tell us what the Jelly Jets are going to be getting out of you, and then tell us as much as you can about Buies Quees. Is that?
Out of me, as far as I know, just another rookie, and a friend of a lot of people on this team, and Buies Quees is another brilliant board game player, and even though he's not here in St. Louis, I feel like he's going to be a really big add on to the team.
Totally. It sounds like you guys are already known for having a great culture. Sounds like you guys are going to really be working on just building up some great players, and might already have some. And one thing that the fans think you probably already have is the best names. Is there any? Are you guys talking about this at all, or do you just happen to come up with really good names separately?
Our names come from different places, different reasons, but I believe that Java and Python are both coding names of types of coding things.
They are coding languages.
Coding languages, and Java's was first, and Python was after that. And both of the coding names begin with the same letter as the first name of the person who's named it.
Whoa, I didn't realize that. Awesome. Well, thank you, Wonder Boy. We're excited to see what you have. All right, well, I'm just going to stop. Ow, that was crazy. That's more brothers. I'm just going to stop mentioning that when that happens, because apparently that's just not a big deal anymore. I used to. Yeah, I thought it was cool the first couple of times, but now, I don't know, maybe it's not now. I think most of the picks have been brothers at this point. Yeah, I guess it is. I guess this is just run of the mill. But yeah, I think that's one really cool thing about the Board Wars community is it just kind of builds a community that other people want to be a part of, and people are sharing it with their loved ones. I already have two brothers who are involved and have been since the first season. Unfortunately, they're both barbecue beavers, who happen to be the next up to pick. Am I what? So there were talks about a merger. This was immediately shot down by the commissioner right when it was suggested. But the People's Democratic Republic of the Los Beavers was in talks at some point. Exactly. But yeah, it looks like Drew's up now.
Hello again, everyone. Oh, hey guys, my name's Drew. For the Beavers' second pick in this draft, we are drafting someone by the name of Sloppy Joe, and we are very excited because I think it's gonna further build up this kind of I don't know. I'm very excited.
All right, is Sloppy Joe in the house right now? Does not look like it. Can somebody tell me who Sloppy Joe is? Josiah Leaker. Oh, awesome. We have his brother in the house. Do you want to? Oh, cousin. Gotcha. Would you like to? Thanks, John. All right. So tell us about your cousin.
Well, he is a pretty good pick. I didn't actually know he signed up for this.
Oh, really? So you just found out he's joined the league?
Yeah, I had no idea.
Oh, real? So when they said Sloppy Joe, did you know that was Josiah, or somebody told you?
John just told me.
So you found out just now?
Just now.
Wow. What is your instant reaction?
I'd say he's probably a pretty good pick. I haven't seen him play any games, but probably pretty good.
That's fair. I don't want to say too much, and don't want to give too much credit to the other teams. I like the strategy. So is there any sort of impression that you want to tell the fans about, or maybe tell all the rivals that might tip them off for how to beat them in the future?
I have no clue.
That's fair. Awesome. Well, thank you for doing your best to represent Josiah. Cool. And I don't know if this was official, but Drew did talk about changing his name to the King of the Skeletons. So whenever you have the opportunity, please refer to him as that. He didn't want to say that on the microphone apparently, but if you want, but you guys should call him that if you'd like. There it is also the name of one of the new cards. What's that? Oh, okay. You have to call him the King of the Skeletons now. King of the Skeletons. The King of the Skeletons. All right. JD is back up.
All right. Shake my J's, shake my J's. No, but the Astro Bears in the second round with the 5th pick are going to draft Cheddar Bob, most commonly known as Ben Graham.
Cheddar Bob has been picked, also known as Ben Graham. Does anybody know Ben well?
Cheddar Bob, most commonly known as Ben Graham.
I'm thinking of doing AVFY.
Hello, Elijah. All right. Well, Tim, would you like to tell us a little bit about Ben? So, who is Cheddar Bob?
Cheddar Bob, better known as Ben Graham. He's a hard worker, and I haven't really seen him play before, but judging by his work ethic, I think that once he kind of gets his hands kind of firmly grasped around the idea of the game, that he will begin to put in the effort to it and will begin to, work around his team and can really implement himself around everyone else and can kind of be a breakthrough for his team.
Awesome. Sounds like a really solid addition. Now, why the name Cheddar Bob? I know you don't know him super well, apparently, but whatever you say might become the lasting impression of his name.
I get the impression of he wanted to do SpongeBob, but legally we can't do that. But SpongeBob looks like Swiss cheese. Cheddar Bob.
I like the speculation. Although Board Wars has not been afraid of copyright infringement in the past, so I'm not sure. So maybe that's not it, but hey, I don't know. That very well could be. I do like that. Was that just right off the dome, or you've been thinking about this for a little while?
I had no idea who was even doing this.
Yeah, that makes sense. I'd be really impressed if you knew that. Awesome. Well, thank you for your speculation.
Of course.
All right, we just watched the Astro Bears continue to add some players. It looks like we have a little bit of time until the Jelly Jets make their next selection. The Jelly Jets in the stands are already doing their little hand thing. And yeah, I'm curious to see what they do with their next pick. Does anybody have any topics that they would like to hear discussed? All right. Well, I'll answer those in order. My favorite color is blue. And it looks like I'll have to answer the second question later.
All right. Again, he can't be with us, but we'll tune into Discord to see him. Hodgepodge will now be selecting his 6th overall pick in the second round.
All right. Hey, everybody. It's the Jets again. We've got a lot of drafts this time around, which is really cool. So the past few picks that we've done, I've known them very closely. This next pick, this guy I've only met once, but when I met him, it was at the Board War ceremony, and he seemed like a really quality guy. Who I'm talking about is AVFY. That's Andrew Wood. Welcome to the Jets.
AVFY, also known as Andrew Wood. Welcome.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
Of course. So it sounds like Elijah had just met you. Oh, let's go this direction a little bit. I keep accidentally standing. Yeah, there you go. Yeah, gotta get you in there. We need to introduce you to the fans. But yeah, so sounds like Elijah had just talked to you a couple times. What led to you being here as a Jelly Jet?
Well, Java or John Avila invited me, and when I joined for the ceremony, I was like, whoa, they got the suits, they got the food, they got it all locked in. I'm like, okay, I gotta check this out because it seems like a lot of fun. And when I had practice round or I had a nice little round of World Wars, I'm like, whoa, this is complicated but cool. And I'm curious, I want to learn more. So that kind of got me roped in, and also just great community. So yeah.
Awesome. So it sounds like the community, the gameplay, and our super fancy just aura apparently. Awesome. What do you say that you're most excited about for joining the Jelly Jets?
Ooh, well, I know like there's a fun-loving group. I'm excited to be part of them, just kind of grow just together and help them just with the season. You know what I'm saying? So yeah.
Totally. And they're known as one of the most friendly and positive teams, and you got very friendly, positive vibes, and already got their little hand thing down too. So
Still learning it, but yeah.
awesome. And what do you think is the biggest thing that you're going to add to this team?
Ooh. Well, as a new one, as a new beginner, I hope to add maybe some fresh perspectives to the game. But then again, I'm learning from so many great people. Just hope I can bring a nice energy to it. But I know they already have that too. So we'll see. Just energy and just perspectives. You know what I'm saying?
Sounds like a force multiplier is what you're proposing right now.
Let's do it, right? Let's do it.
Awesome. Is there any closing thoughts you'd like to leave the audience with?
I'm so excited, and thank you guys for allowing me to be part of this whole amazing community. And I hope to see you guys when I see you guys. So,
Thanks for joining us. All right, the Jelly Jets continue their rebuild as they completely flushed their team last year and are now rebuilding with a lot of new exciting faces that we're excited to see. And yeah, it looks like Los Cues are back up. That's exciting. I'm curious to see who we end up getting. I don't know how much time we have. Can I get a time check? Okay. We have about a minute probably. So I'm going to answer JJ's question earlier, which was... yeah. So for those of you at home who don't know, last year, Gus was the captain of the Purple Dragons, and that's why Ian is now the new captain, and why they had the rebrand, I think. But yeah, so last year, since Gus was the captain, he couldn't be the ref every week for obvious reasons. So the captains took turns doing it, and I think in some cases there were a couple other people who weren't captains that refed, and that went how it went. There was not a lot of consistency with the calls. There was some misunderstanding of the rules, sometimes by the ref, and I was definitely the ref that did not understand the rules sometimes. So I think that this is definitely a really big one, because if the GOAT doesn't understand all the rules, like how can everybody else be expected to? But yeah, I think going back to Gus is great because he of course has the most knowledge of the game, pretty much the architect of it, pretty much the key architect of it. It's behind a lot of the new stuff. It just keeps in touch with everything. So I think this is a great decision. It's going to allow for more consistency. We're going to be able to go back to older rulings, and he's going to actually remember them, because there's been times where somebody made a ruling, somebody said, well, that's not how it was ruled in the past, and the ref basically said, I wasn't there, I don't know, I can't verify what you said, I'm going to stick to my guns, and then sometimes that ended up being really bad. So I think that this is a very good decision. I was also asked about the socio-economic political state of the world. Yeah, I mean, it's going. I disagree with that. I am not single. I am married. Oh, Tim just booed my marriage. Wow. But no, I got, yeah. Sorry, JJ. Ew. I think our time should be coming up soon. So yeah. All right, looks like they're ready. Caleb Ward is up with the next pick for the Los Cuties.
All right, back up here. This time to make my selection for the Los Cuties. After thorough thought and a lot of conversating with my fellow captains. I do believe that I'm getting a steal here. This guy, I think he's going to be a great fit on our team. And I think we have a lot to offer him. So with our next selection, the Los Cuties are selecting Akio Dub, also known as Michael Goosewell.
Akio Dub. All right, can we get Jacob back up here to talk about your brother? So, is that how you say it? Is it Akio Dub?
I'm not sure. I actually hadn't heard the name yet.
That's fair enough. Well, it sounds like I believe now we had a lot of brothers drafted to brothers teams. I believe this is the first triad we have. Are you guys excited to be all playing together? And I don't know, what kind of dynamic do you think that'll bring?
Yeah, I am excited. I'm not sure about the dynamic. We haven't played together yet.
Gotcha. So there'll probably be a little testing of the waters to start with. Well, that's cool though. And what could you tell us about Michael?
I think he'll probably take a more aggressive style.
More aggressive. Gotcha. I know. I know Tim would sometimes lay back a little bit and make some aggressive plays, and then you said yours is a little bit of intellect, a little bit of nefariousness, and he's the aggressive one. So how do you think you guys will all balance out with each other?
Yeah, I hope that we'll be able to all learn from each other's different styles.
Totally. Yeah, I think that's just part of being a team, and I'm really excited to have all three of you guys on the team together. And I bet Caleb is, since he's the one who made the picks, and he seemed really excited.
Yeah, we're all excited too.
Awesome. Thank you. Now, this begs the question, do the Los Cuties ever miss? Yes. People are asking this. Everybody seems to be asking why the Los Cuties just never miss. I've heard this. Oh, new divisions. Can somebody remind me what the divisions are? Division B is the Jets, Bears, Cuties, and Raptors. So we already know who's going to be taking the first spot. So the real question is, who's going to be taking the second spot? Now, this is, of course, going to be a very competitive division. As much as I like to talk about my Cuties, and as much as I really believe in them, this is going to be very competitive. So we got Jets. Oh, Drew, the King of the Skeletons in the back.
Hey, what's up, guys? It's the King of the Skeletons. For our next pick, we're very excited because I'm very excited for all of this incoming class to kind of be friends, and I'm drafting somebody who's good friends with somebody that I just drafted, King Arthur or Arthur Preston.
All right, Arthur Preston / King Arthur has just been added to the Barbecue Beavers. I do not believe he is here. So he's not only going to be a Board Wars player, but he's a baseball player. That we like to see that kind of dual athlete in it, if you can call Board Wars. Oh, that's cool too. Serial, do you know King Arthur? He's not. All right, Tim, you let us know what we're gonna see out of King Arthur.
King Arthur, I don't know all that much about King Arthur, but the way in which I've seen him lead, he takes a bit more of a back seat, but when he is forced in the front, he shines in the front. So I think he is good at adapting, and I think he will do well kind of playing on his toes and just kind of going with the flow.
Gotcha. So he sounds like somebody who can be good from multiple different spots and positions. And that's really important in Board Wars because sometimes you're looking like the best player on the board. Sometimes your team, you're just down to Larry Boy and you got to figure something out.
Absolutely. He is a legendary rage baiter, in fact, as told to me by Israel.
King Arthur. Wow. So we got two kings. And for those of you who don't know the King of the Skeletons, he is also a great rage baiter. So we're gonna see if this becomes a really cheeky team, right, for this coming season.
Absolutely. I'm actually really interested to see how that's gonna play out.
Sounds like Elijah wants to say something. It's muted now. Awesome. Is there any closing thoughts you'd like to leave us with King Arthur?
I got nothing. Just good luck, Arthur.
Good luck, Arthur, indeed. Sounds like another very solid pick. So we have the Smoky Salamanders up for their next pick. Looks like they're having some deliberation. We got another minute until they need to pick, so no rush, no hurry. They're doing good. But yeah, I'm curious to see who their next pick is going to be. All right. Any questions from the crowd? Yes. What kind of doctor am I going to be? So for those of you who don't know, the name Dr. Luke. Oh, okay. I'll be back.
Give it up for Dr. Luke. Absolutely wonderful. Amazing. Amazing. Now, the order of the people that I'm picking, a little strange. But this guy I have spent the entire summer with. I think he's going to be an amazing Board Wars locker room guy. I cannot wait to see what he does in the one game that he will probably play. I think it's going to be absolutely awesome to welcome McLicious onto my Board Wars team. Dressed amazingly, always looking snazzy. Nice to see you. Nice to see you. 100%. 100%.
All right, McLicious. Oh, wait, so what was your Board Wars name?
McLicious.
Ah, so you're keeping it.
Yeah.
I like it. So where did McLicious come from?
My parents call me McLicious and Licious after McLovin. If you know McLovin.
Ah, I see. So this is an old nickname.
Yes, I grew up with it and I adapted it to KOV. It's my intern name.
I like it. Cool. So what are the Smoky Salamanders getting out of McLicious this season?
A professional rage baiter. You have nothing to win if you win against me. You have everything to lose if you lose against me, though.
Wow. So it's it sounds like the Smoky Salamanders used this offseason to get even edgier.
Yeah, it's just like, people can't handle the heat, so you got to bring in rage baiters.
Yeah. Turn up if they can't handle the heat, just turn it up and make it even worse. I like it.
Exactly. Why not?
Yeah. Press your advantage. I like it. So what are you most excited about for joining the Smoky Salamanders?
Just the community around it, and also just pushing people to the edge and just making sure like I rage bait them as much as I can. Even when I'm not playing, I will be in that Discord chat.
Yeah, that seems to be a common theme with with the Smoky Salamanders. It sounds like you're gonna fit right in. A lot of guys who talk a little bit, but you're also in a really great locker room for learning how to back it up.
Yeah, it's all in good fun. So at the end of the day, it's fun, but we're going back to back.
Oh yeah, back to back. Wow, you heard it here first. The Smoky Salamanders are going back to back. McLicious is confident, and I think you guys are in a great spot to do it. Honestly, like as much as I talk about my cuties, you guys. I mean, you just won, and you haven't lost anybody. You're only getting better, it seems.
Yeah, it's only getting better. Worse player, but a better rage baiter. So.
Hey, that adds to it for sure. Is there anything you'd like to leave the audience with?
No, just get ready.
Get ready, says McLicious. Thank you. All right, so we have we have more rage baiters added to the Smoky Salamanders. I am excited to see that whenever I am not the one playing. But to answer an earlier question, what kind of doctor am I going to be? So, my Board Wars name is Dr. Luke. I did not choose this. Gus assigned that, and I figured that out once I was in the Discord already. But that's because I have actually finally started medical school, so I'm starting to kind of live up to it. And I'm thinking primary care. We'll see what happens. But when people call me Dr. Luke, it's not completely fraudulent. It's just a little premature, I guess, is probably the best way to put it. But any other questions? All right, cool. JD's up.
Right. Next up, the first pick of the third round, the Astro Bears are selecting Tupperware, other known as Ivan Warner.
And they have selected Tupperware, also known as Ivan Warner. I do not know this person, but I'm sure he's going to be great. John kind of knows him, so he's going to tell us everything about him. So, John, what was Tupperware's childhood like?
Oh man, I have no idea.
Cool. So, what do you know about him?
Well, he's a very good KOV leader. That's what I know. That's our. Actually, I'm not going to give too much information because they're weirdos. Anyway, he's a good KOV leader. He's very good with kids. He's a very good guitar player. Yeah, he's a cool musician. I got lunch with him one time. That was pretty fun.
That's cool. Sounds like you know him deeply.
Kind of. He paid for my food, so I love him.
Hey, sounds like a really awesome guy. So, in a Board Wars context, what do you think the Astro Bears are going to be gaining from him on their team?
Definitely vibes. Absolutely. That's what he always never fails to bring. I don't know how interested he will be in the game. I know that if he latches onto it, he will do great just because he's a very, very passionate guy. But the focus has got to be there first, and that's kind of the first step. And so, honestly, we'll see how that goes. But definitely a big locker room guy. He's a fantastic guy to hang out with.
Awesome. Thank you, John. All right, so you're hearing it here first. A rival scout says that he has high potential, but seems to really bring good vibes, but is already questioning his work ethic. We'll see how this plays out, but questions are being asked. That brings us to the Jelly Jets are about to make another selection, and yeah, they're continuing their rebuild. Let's see, Jelly Jets, who have you selected so far? Give me a rundown. Cool. So we got Andrew, we got Elijah, we got Peter, and we got Buiz. Oh shoot, that's John. Okay, cool. And John. So yeah, a very solid core. I'm really curious to see what they're going to add. All right, they're making their selection in about 30 seconds. Maybe there's another sibling out there somewhere to be pulled in. That seems to be a really common theme, and if there is another Sipe or someone related to the Novaks or something, that'd probably be my best bet for who they're gonna pick. All right, seems like they're on the clock and they're set up to make their selection any second now. So I will step aside. Elijah should be with us soon.
All right. With the second pick in the third round, Hodgepodge will now be announcing from Discord.
All right, so Luke had it exactly right. This next pick is in fact going to be another brother, and is in fact going to be another Sipe. We trust he'll be a great addition to the team. Swampy, welcome to the Jets. That's Dave Sipe.
Swampy has been added to the Jelly Jets. That's Dave Sipe for those of you who know him at home. And wow, those of you who don't know, there's a lot of Sipes. So yeah, there's 15 of them. So being the team to invest in them, Jelly Jets are setting themselves up really well because it's a really natural talent pool, and I don't know, we really believe that these are going to be some players. I don't know if Groove Sloth got the chance to play this past season. He did not, and we were all very sad because of that because we believe he's going to be good. John said he cried. Now John says he cries a lot, so I don't know how much that means, but for whatever that means, John did cry. But yeah, so the Jelly Jets continue, and the Jelly Jets have unveiled a new logo. For those of you who have been around last year, you remember their pink and gray. It was a cool logo, but now it's become much more dynamic, and it looks like a plane that I don't know, that much more matches their sound effect. John, could you give us that sound effect? I feel like I follow on John a lot today, but this looks like a plane that would make that sound much more than their previous one, and I think that's a plus, and that's a win. Are the Jelly Jets up to make another selection? Oh, they are. Cool. Is there yet another brother that they're gonna pull in? I don't know. I didn't know that Dave Sipe was eligible to be drafted, and apparently Nick Sipe. I thought Nick was Groove Sloth. Oh, okay. Yeah, he's already on the. He's already a judge. But yeah, I'm curious to see what their next pick is going to be. Elijah said that I call it last time, so I'm just gonna call it. If there is somebody related to one of the Sipes, Novaks, Noeths, John, do you have anybody related to you that's still on the board? That's still on the board. Right. Yeah, I know I have 3 of your cousins on my team, but yeah. So if there's somebody else, that'd be my prediction. Sounds like we got another minute. Questions from the crowd. Oh, that's a good. What's my favorite shade of blue? I like really calming, like really nice, like deep blue sky, like that. What are my thoughts on cobalt? Good color, not my favorite. It's not. It's a little harsher for my taste. I like the really soft blues that make me feel at peace. No.
No, we keep it professional here at Board Wars. And with the third pick in the third round, back-to-back picks, Hodgepodge will now be selecting his next player.
All right. So for our 6th pick, we do not have another brother edition this time, and not a Sipe either. We have someone that Java just introduced to me like a few hours ago over FaceTime, and I heard he's a KOV guy. That's always a good thing. That's very cool. Love to see that. We are very excited to have El Nino join the team. So Weston, welcome to the Jets.
Elmino, welcome to the league.
Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Awesome. So, Elijah just said that you just met him like an hour ago.
Did I knew him when he was an intern, but yeah, formally introduced.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. So you were at camp and you saw him there. That's awesome. So what do you think? What do you think of him as an intern? Is that one of the big draws that led you to want to be a Jelly Jet?
I didn't know that he was the captain. I was just, put on by John. But yeah, now that I know, that's really cool.
Yeah, that is awesome. Elijah's an awesome dude. There's a reason that the Jelly Jets are so popular within and without the league. I'm sure you've heard me say that a few times at this point. So what are you most excited about for joining this team?
Just getting to know how to play the game. And yeah, getting better. Hopefully I can contribute to the team. Yeah.
Awesome. And what do you think your role, or what do you think could be your major contribution to this team this year?
I don't know. Hopefully I can, play the game in a way that's never been done before.
Wow, that's a lofty expectation right there. Play the game in a way that's never been done before. Now, of course, there's an easy way to do that might not lead to winning. just find the most obscure strategy possible. That's one way to do it, but I take it that's not what you mean.
I don't know. Maybe. We'll see.
Looking to leave a mark no matter what. I like it. Cool. And El Mino, where does that name come from?
It's actually pronounced El Nino. It's like Spanish for the little boy. I've been using it for years. Decided to use it here.
Awesome.
It really came from my physics teacher's pet bowling ball.
Your physics teacher's pet bowling ball was named El Nino.
Yeah.
So a lot to unpack there.
It's kind of simple. That's it.
Okay, so it's, so I guess there's not. Awesome. Well, is there any final words you'd like to leave the audience with?
Have a good day.
Awesome. A very trademark Jelly Jet. Thank you. Now, sometimes somebody's drafted and they immediately look the part for their team. El Nino just wished everybody a good day, and I think that pretty much epitomizes what the Jelly Jets seem to be and stand for. And up next, we're gonna have the Barbecue Beavers. I see the King of the Skeletons is already standing. And for those of you who haven't been keeping up, the King of the Skeletons is now gonna be a playable character in Board Wars. We're also adding a new tile called the Castle That the King of the Skeletons Lives In. Now, this is not the King of the Skeletons castle. This is not the Skeleton King's castle. The Skeleton King does not exist in this game. And also, it's not the King of the Skeletons castle. It's the castle he lives in. The King of the... Have you not heard of the King of the Skeletons updates? Oh, here he is.
Hey guys, it's the King of the Skeletons here. For my next draft, I wanted somebody to join the ranks of kind of all the people we have coming in. And I was looking, a big part of our team right now is Ryan, Brent, Jackson. So for the next pick, for the Beavers' 5th pick, we're drafting Charlie Klein.
All right, Charlie Klein. How are you doing?
Pretty good.
Yeah, you excited to be a Barbecue Beaver?
Pretty excited.
Awesome. So, I don't know, what's your exposure to Board Wars been so far, and what led you to the game?
You know, first it was like JD was doing Board Wars, and you know I'm best friends with Josh, so it was like I wanted to do it because Josh was gonna do it, but I really like the game.
Awesome. That's really cool. So what you've seen, what you like so far, and if I'm not mistaken, you might be the youngest person ever drafted, or you might be the youngest person ever. I'm not trying to put any pressure on you. And if anything, that should be something that lets you take some pressure off. How does it make you feel?
Pretty excited, you know.
Cool. Oh, I could be wrong. Is Silas, are you the same age? I have no idea. A year older. Okay, I thought he was a little bit older. Cool. So, what about the Barbecue Beavers are you most excited about to be on the team with?
You know, I'm excited for my Bucky brothers, Ryan and Jackson. You know, I mean, like, those are like some of the people I look up to. I look up to Mamie Jackson a lot, so I'm just excited to be on a team with him.
Awesome. Yeah, those are some solid dudes. And for those who don't know, what do you mean when you say Bucky brothers?
Oh, if you all didn't see, we went to YFN and we stopped by Bucky's and they have the Bucky onesies. So, you know, me, Jackson, and Ryan all copped them. So we're the Bucky brothers now, you know.
The Bucky brothers. We already have a triad of brothers, but it looks like we have a new one. They might not be related, but they share a Bucky onesie. Oh, they're related. Never mind. Awesome. Thank you. The Mama Llamas is this their second selection? Is this their first selection? Oh my gosh. We have not heard from John Mark at all. And he's finally gonna do something. For those of you who don't know, he was involved with a huge 3-way trade. He was involved with the Barbecue Beavers and I believe the Purple Dragons. I'll explain later. Looks like he's gonna make a pick.
Hello, I am Johnny, captain of the Mama Llamas, and it's been an exciting offseason. We've made a lot of good trades, and you haven't heard from me all draft because I made a lot of good trades. So that being said, I have the opportunity to make my first pick of this draft, and I decided to use it very wisely and I'll be picking somebody who is really going to wow. He's going to blow everybody's minds this season. All right. His name is Meow Meow, also known as Robbie Wright.
All right, welcome to the league, Meow Meow. I do not believe that Meow Meow is here, also known as Robbie White. But for those of you who don't know, the Mama Llamas made some trades a trade this past season, maybe more. But the Mama Llamas had a very good season. They had, I believe, like 3 or 4 guys win a game, not even including John Mark, who didn't win a game this season, but we all know he's a great player. And JD, who was last year's MVP, was a Mama Llama. And he did so good, and the league got bigger, so now JD has his own team. So the Mama Llamas, they're in a soft rebuild. They also lost Max, and they're still a solid team, but of course losing the MVP really hurts. So they made a trade. They got Jacob, Sam, and David from the Barbecue Beavers, and those are 3 very solid players that I believe can really develop. And the Barbecue Beavers, they got a bunch of picks, and in that trade, that's also how the Barbecue Beavers got Brent Ritter. But yeah, so whenever John Mark says that, I believe that the Llamas are looking to be a really good team, and I think Meow Meow is going to contribute to that. I don't personally know Meow Meow. I don't know if anybody in here does, but John went mini golfing with him, so that I don't know what that tells you, but he's good at mini golf. If he's as good a mini golfer as he is in Board Wars, looks like the Llamas are set. Looks like Ian's about to make another pick for the Purple Dragons.
All right. Well, after a long wait, the Dragons are back up, and with our next draft pick, the Purple Dragons select the one, the only, Ducky.
Purple Dragons just like to Ducky. There was somebody named Ducky in the league. Oh. I see. So we already had a Ducky in the league. I don't know if he's still active, but he had a legendary game where he was a Los Cutie, and in the final game of the season, he dealt 1,000 damage and had 10 kills. For those of you who don't know, that's really good. And then we never saw him again, which is really sad. But it looks like we got a new Duck, I guess, -E or something. Does anybody know who, a little what? It's a squiggle. Jed Pankey. Oh, gotcha. Cool. Does anybody want to speak about Jed Pankey and let us know what we should expect from him? Serial just nominated the stylist to do it. All right. Tell us about Duck E.
Well, he's pretty good at D&D, so I guess that kind of goes hand in hand.
Yeah. I know that Board Wars borrows a couple game mechanics from D&D, so that's very positive.
Yeah, he should be pretty good player, good strategist, I'd say.
Awesome. Do you think that this could potentially be a steal?
I would say so.
Gotcha. So, man, we're starting to see even rival teams starting to say that, oh, man, this might have been a really good pick.
Yeah, underrated player right there.
Underrated. Awesome. Thank you, Silas. So, just like the first Ducky we had flew under the radar and kind of popped off, looks like this Duck E might be doing the same. Looks like my favorite team, the Los Cuties, are back up. Beautiful. Curious to see what they pick. Let's see. Oh, quick. Cool. That was bailed.
All right. Thought long and hard about this pick. Let me cast a vision for y'all real quick. So, this past offseason, some tough changes need to be made. Decisions that were hard. on our team, especially on me. And there were some moments where I questioned whether or not to come back to Board Wars. But those doubts were squashed almost as soon as they came, because the priority here at Los Cuties is Board Wars. Other things that I had got squashed. They got cut. They didn't make it because Board Wars is the priority. And I think this guy shares that same vision, and I think he's going to be a great fit on the Los Cuties team. And so, with the 7th pick in the 3rd round, the Los Cuties select Cotton Eye Joe, also known as Joe Talor.
What? Also known as what? Sorry. Sorry, who's Cotton Eye Joe again? Joe Talor. Oh, awesome. Cool. I don't know Joe Talor very well, but I've seen him lead at KOV, and from what I've seen, he seems like a very solid dude. Now, I don't want to sound like... Now, there's been allegations that I'm a little bit biased with my commentary, and that there might be one team that I like more than others, but I think that we can pretty objectively say that Caleb Ward might be having the greatest Board Wars draft of all time. I think we can all probably agree. I think that's... I just don't even know where the disagreement would be. Just kidding. There's been plenty of great. I'm getting a little bit of pushback from the audience, but this is another great pick. Another person I'm really excited to play with. Again, I don't know him personally, but this is somebody I've heard a lot of good things about. Is there anybody who knows Joe really well? Okay, cool. All right, Max. Why should I be super excited about Joe Talor?
So Joe Talor, he's going to be a fantastic player. Over the summer, as everyone knows, he's one of the greatest KV leaders there ever is. So he's just going to add a lot of energy to this team. He's new to the game, but he was easily convinced, and he was very excited to play Board Wars this year. And I think the Cuties are going to be a great fit for him. It's a winning team, winning locker room, and he's a winner himself. So I think Joe, he fits the vibe of the Cuties. He's going to be very easy to coach, and I think he's just a fantastic draft pick right there, actually.
Awesome. Thank you for that really well comprehensive analysis. Thank you, Max. All right. Sounds like he's a great pick. Like Caleb said, he's going to lay everything else on the line for Board Wars, which is great. All right. Ian's back up.
All right. So this is the 8th pick of the 3rd round, and the Purple Dragons are going to take Burger Kimchi. Burger.
All right. Burger Kimchi. What was your name for the fans at home?
It is pronounced Burger Kimchi.
Burger Kimchi. Oh, like the two foods.
Basically.
Gotcha. Are those your 2 favorite foods, or what led to this combination?
Essentially, so it is burger with a bird. So that is because I like birds, and as you can tell, burger and kimchi. Essentially, it's a mix of my American and Asian heritage. So
Cool. I like it. So it kind of encapsulates a little bit about you. That's really awesome. I know that's one of the more personal meanings behind names. That's really cool.
Thank you.
Has this been a name that is this one you came up with for Board Wars, or do you use it for other things as well?
It was honestly one when I was just staying up late and some friends threw out a bunch of random ideas, so it was him. It was cereal.
Cereal was involved. Another food name.
Yes.
That's cool. And now, what are you really excited about for being on the Purple Dragons for?
Honestly, I'm really looking forward to being on a great team. Learning. I actually don't really know how to play Board Wars, but I'm really excited to learn. It's gonna be pretty awesome.
Awesome. We're excited to see you. Is there anything you'd like to leave the fans at home with?
Jesus loves you.
Love to hear that. It's cool to see somebody with a name that has some meaning behind it. We've had some names like the King of the Skeletons, which doesn't seem to have any meaning behind it. Although I'm sure most of them do. But I don't know. I don't know if Drew has any deeper meaning behind the King of the Skeletons. Is there any deeper meaning behind the King of the Skeletons? So yeah, like I said. All right, looks like the King of the Skeletons himself is making a selection in about 1 minute for the Barbecue Beavers, or he could make it now. It's up to him. Oh, okay, no, he's gonna make me talk some more. But yeah, what's up? Current favorite for Rookie of the Year. All right, now I'm not very involved in off-season games, but I did see one with Dan Wengler, and I know that he in the end beat JD. So, I'm just saying, that was last year's MVP, so he did. Sorry, JD, I didn't mean to. It was the first one. He did also draft him, so, I mean, if anything, I don't know if that might just be scary for the rest of us. But, all right, let's see, Mr. the King of the Skeletons himself is up.
Hey guys, King of the Skeletons here. For our next pick, this is another Zap guy that we're very excited to kind of have join the culture. Skywalker or Jed.
All right, the Barbecue Beavers had added Skywalker or Jed. I don't know if I'm guessing that's an alien. I'm guessing it's the same person, but makes it sound like they weren't sure who they're picking. All right. Is there anybody who'd like to tell us what the Barbecue Beavers are going to get from Jed, or anybody who knows him decently well? You go ahead. All right. Tell us about Jed and why the Barbecue Beavers should be happy to have him.
I mean, Cyrus, you wanna come up here? Okay, Jed is just like, he's amazing. I know his favorite TV show. It's Invincible. He's pretty nice. You know, I feel like Jed has like the mentality and the brains where he's gonna get really good at Board Wars.
He's got the mentality for it. How do you see that?
How do I see that? Well, he really gets invested in the stuff and puts a lot of effort into it. I see him putting a lot of effort into Board Wars.
I see. That is one of the biggest things, is really just wanting to take the time to get good at it. That's cool. So what are you excited about to have it in Jed as a teammate?
I mean, like, I love Jed. He's one of my best friends. I hang out with him a lot, so it's like whenever you get your best friend on a sports team, you're like all pumped up and stuff to hang out with him more.
That's awesome. Thank you. Sounds like the Barbecue Beavers are really building up a culture right there. What's my second favorite color? Wow, these questions are getting really pretty intense. Honestly, I'd have to think about that. Oh, Ian's back up. I'll let you guys know later.
All right, so that is the Beavers have wrapped up all of the traditional draft picks of this 2025 Board Wars draft, and we are now moving on to compensatory picks, which have come about as a result of even more players than we expected joining this league. And as the Dragons did lose both, we lost Gus Tepe, the Purple Dragon himself, and we also lost some other players in this offseason. We were awarded the #1 compensatory pick, and with that pick, the Purple Dragons select Toast, or Silas Stiller.
All right, like Ian said, we have entered the compensatory round, and they have selected Toast. Awesome. But yeah, for those of you who don't know, the compensatory picks, those are based off of teams that have a little bit of need. Yes, JJ? Will the Jets win more than one game? I think the current over-under is at 1.5, so that's a really good question. You're saying 0.5. Oh, so you're saying the question is, do they win a game at all? Man, Jets, they're talking smack on you guys already. You guys gonna take that, or are you guys above that? All right, so we have the. All right, so the Salamanders and Jets are being true to form. The Salamanders are talking smack before games even start, and the Jelly Jets are just having good vibes. But yeah, so for the compensatory picks, the Purple Dragons were awarded the first one because they, of course, lost Gus, who, like I said, was one of the big architects of the game and is back to being our commissioner and main ref. So yeah, and now it looks like the Ruby Raptors are another team that have lost a few. They lost a few players in the middle of the season last year, so they're going to be getting another compensatory pick, and yeah, we'll see where it goes from there. And that's just because of how many of you guys signed up and how big this league has grown.
Hey guys, King of the Skeletons here. Next pick is for the Ruby Raptors, but unfortunately Caden could not be here right now. So over Discord, give it up for Caden.
All right. So the Ruby Raptors for our final pick out of the two that we got tonight. I'm going to be picking a man that I've known for quite a few years now. He was on my football team, and honestly, I'm excited for the amount of potential that he has in this upcoming year. Justine is going to be my comp pick, and he played better than Enigma and Straw, who were my top picks last year and some of the most memorable players off the Ruby Raptors. He won the practice game last summer, and he couldn't play last year, but this year he's in the roster, and I'm excited to see how far he can go.
Awesome. Sounds like Caden Gillum has added yet another quality addition to the Ruby Raptors. For those of you who don't know, Straw and I'm blanking right. Enigma. They were two rookies last year. They both played great and really solidified themselves as like really having really being huge contributors to this league. So the fact that this next guy just beat them both and they're seasoned veterans, that's pretty crazy. So yeah, that's a really exciting pick for the Ruby Raptors. They're of course a team that has been rebuilding, and yeah, I'm really curious to see what they look like this year. It's a lot of guys that they're kind of not a lot of us really know a lot of those guys, so it's really hard for us to know what to look out for, which kind of gives the Ruby Raptors a little mystery aura, which I'm excited to see how they use that, and maybe that becomes a part of their strategy. Now it looks like the Astro Bears are going to be back up on the clock. They have another selection as they continue to round out their already really solid roster. I'm trying to think of it, but yeah, they pretty much all of their team is basically who they've picked so far today. That as they are very new. But yeah, does anybody have any burning questions? To be honest, I think we're branching just a little bit into some potential heresy. Although, yeah, no, I'm not even gonna I'm not gonna explain this. I would say let's find a different thing to compare them to. Surely, surely there's something else. Although that is really cool how. Oh wow, we have. Looks like the shades are spreading. It looks like but yeah, it is really cool how Gus stepped down and make his own team, and he really set them up well. And Ian was able to take over after just 1 year, and honestly, I think they're in great hands, and they've already got a solid team. And the Astro Bears looks like are about to continue to extend their roster.
With the third compensatory pick of this year's draft, the Astro Bears will be selecting a good friend of mine, Samuel Mokwa.
All right, Samuel Mokwa has just been added to the Astro Bears. Is there anybody here who could tell me about Samuel? Max? tell us about this pick.
So Sam, we met Sam this summer at KOV. He was one of the greatest leaders also. But he's moving to Arizona to take his education to the next level over there. But he will be an Astro Bear this year. He's going to be a huge piece to our team, whether he's in town or out of town. That's the great thing about Board Wars is you can play even if you live in Arizona. So it's going to be really awesome to have him. He's in the same grade as me and JD, so we got to know him really well this year. But yeah, he's a great guy, one of the nicest people you ever meet, and I'm sure he's going to be a fantastic Board Wars player. I feel like he has one of like the drives that you like talk about when you're thinking about like a superstar. So if he really wants to like give Board Wars his all and make that his thing, he can 100% do it. And so that's why I think he might be one of the most sneaky picks in the draft, but possibly one of the greatest picks we've seen so far. So that's what that's.
Wow. Oh, so this is Samuel from KOV and TOV.
Yes, Samuel Mokwa.
Gotcha. Okay, cool. Yeah, I remember seeing him like the Joe Talor. Don't know him personally, but from what I've seen, very solid guy, and I'm excited to see what he brings to this league.
Yeah, me as well. I feel like he's just going to be a fantastic player to have around the team, and especially like years going down the line, I think he's going to be a really fun piece to have on the Astro Bears this year.
Awesome. Thank you, Max. Yep. All right, looks like the Mama Llamas are next up on the clock. Of course, losing MVP will warrant you a pretty high compensatory pick. And I think this is their second pick in the entire draft. They're not as much a draft and develop team, it seems. It looks like they're more of a make trades. I guess last time they developed a player, he ended up making his own team, so maybe it's the right path to take. But yeah, I think we'll see John Mark up any second to make his selection.
I'm back. I get one more pick in this draft, and I decided to really make it count. And so I kicked somebody else out. I don't know who they were, all right? I am drafting Zia Malik.
Does anybody know who Zia Malik is? Who's Zia Malik? Oh, gotcha. All right, so bye-bye Pegasus or Banana Man. I'm not sure which one. I'm not sure who was left over still on his team, but looks like he made room for his girlfriend's brother. Love to see that. All right. Well, yeah, none of us but John Mark know what kind of addition this is, so this could be, guys, this could be scary. Or, guess we'll see. But yeah, looks like Los Cuties. Looks like they this is gonna be our final selection. And now I don't wanna say anything too crazy here. But I'm just saying that the Los Cuties once with their final draft pick picked the guy who won MVP that season. So I'm just saying I might pay attention to this draft pick because they just very well might be the best player in the league. It's possible. It's happened. Hey, it's happened before. It's happened in 50% of the seasons. Yeah, 50% of the Los Cuties final draft picks have been the best play. Have been that season's MVP. Oh, that's true. That's just proof of concept right there. So Caleb Ward is either right now going to draft this season's MVP or he's not. It's just a 50-50 chance. That only applies to this pick.
All right. So we've made a lot of good picks this year. This draft, a lot of heavy hitters. And I'm surprised that some of these guys fell to us so far. So Papa Bear, where you at? Oh, wait, that guy got picked? Yeah, like Dr. Luke said, you really never know with Board Wars. Sometimes some of the last guys are some of your heavy hitters. So we'll see how this plays out. I'm confident in this pick. I'm confident that he's the best fit for our team. And so with the 5th pick in the compensatory round, the Los Cuties are selecting Coleslaw, also known as Ian Cole.
And potentially the scariest roster in all of Board Wars ever has been assembled. I don't know if you noticed this, but Caleb and I have kind of traded places, not just in role, but also in personality a little bit. He's become a little bit more, what's the word? I would say he's become more edgy. I'd say he's become more of the diplomat. And I'm starting to become, oh, never mind. That is pretty edgy, never mind. But like Caleb said, but he tried to draft the first overall pick. That would have been really crazy. But, of course, Papa Bear is already selected. But yeah, I really like this decision for us, and I'm excited to see. Yeah, we got Coleslaw. That's huge. Now the Jelly Jets are up. You had pizza with that guy? Pizza and at the same time? That was, yeah. Pizza and Greek food does not. That'd be an interesting, especially American pizza. If it was like Italian pizza, that'd be better, I feel like. John just likes pepperoni for all of you at home, for all you at home who are wondering. All right. Yeah, and the Jelly Jets, John, is this your guys' last pick? This is their last pick. How many teams are still going with their draft? Do you guys know? 5? Okay, gotcha. So if that, I'm guessing 5 more picks then total. All right, and that's, so I know the Cuties are done. The Jets are about to finish. I don't know who else is done. Bears go again. Gotcha. Do you guys have an extra one of those? I should have asked earlier. Do you guys have an extra one of those sheets? Cool. Thank you. I've just had no idea where we're at in the draft at this. True.
Hodgepodge couldn't be with us in person, so with the next pick, tune into the Discord.
All right. Hey, everyone. So for our 7th and last pick, this is someone that I have not yet met, but we're just as pumped to have him. As I understand it, he's spiky and red and has claws of dread. Welcome, Jagged Lobster, to the Jelly Jets. That's Jonathan Noah. Welcome, man.
He's spiky red and what? Full of dread. All right. Well, that's pretty terrifying. Jelly Jets might have just gotten a steal right there. The better. Ooh, man, people are talking if this JJ is going to upseat our previous JJ, who's, like we said, going after the MVP this year. So this could be a pretty intense battle. We'll have to see them in a game together. JJ did not like that. What's that? Compensatory pick. All right, yeah. The Jelly Jets have rounded out their final pick. We're going to see 4 more picks, one from the Beavers, then the Salamanders, then the Dragons, and the Astro Bears are going to make their 7th. Yeah, they're going to make their 7th pick. I think that's probably the most that we've ever seen in a draft. That's a lot of picks, which makes sense because they're a new team. All right. Does anybody have a good joke? What? All right. All right, we're done with this, Ben. That's okay. I'll tell you when you're older, John.
What's up, guys? King of the Skeletons here. For our last pick, we're drafting somebody that we're very excited for. The Beavers happen to own most of the people in this family on our team, and we're excited to add Caleb Joggers.
Well, I didn't know Caleb was even in the draft. So that's so there's 5 joggers in this. My name is Luke Joggers. For those of you who don't know, there's 5 joggers in this league. 4 of them are barbecue beavers. I'm by myself on the Los Cuties, but it's okay because I like my team. We have a few more we have more titles than them. But yeah, Caleb's gonna be a great pick for the barbecue beavers. I'm sure they're really building up a culture with a lot of people who are good friends. Are gonna have a good time playing with each other, I believe. That is true. For those of you who don't know, John's cousin recently, Tim Goosewell on our team, just recently married my cousin, which makes us second cousins-in-law, I think. Now, that's not how it works, but it does in our heart. So, I guess at the end of the day, we're kind of family, and Gideon is going to make his next and final selection to round out the defending champ Smoky Salamander roster.
There's actually a breaking announcement, is that I am actually not the one that is going to be making this pick. The Astro Bears came up to me and they offered to take my pick and go down for a lower one for a certain thing that is very, very important to me that will be shown in the Discord later, okay? It's very secretive, though, because they were trying to grab it over the Dragons over there. There's a pick that they actually wanted to take from them. So, Mr. J.D. Turner, finalize the deal. 100%? Of course, there you go.
Game time decision. All right, yeah, trading decision. We got to make some big plays here because this is our last pick. This is Ashbro's last pick, and we got to make sure this one counts. We got to make sure that this is a big one. So this guy, a lot of people were looking at him, but I had to make sure that I had moved up. So that's why I had to make a deal with my good buddy Gideon over there. But this guy, he is going to make a big impact on this team. He's gonna pull this team together. It might not look like it at first. He's gonna be a little farther from all the other players, but I can promise you, when you see him in game, you're gonna see why we really want him. Which is why, with our last pick, we will be drafting Donzie 9.
Donzie 9. Wow, that's the first trade up I've seen it during the Board Wars draft. This guy was apparently really sought after player. And Max, would you like to tell us more about him?
Oh, yes. I would love to talk more about this player right here. So this is Luke Donzie. If you guys did not know, he is going to – I went to school with him at Lindbergh. So he's going to Mizzou this upcoming year. So we'll be visiting him so we can play some games. But, yeah, he is probably one of the greatest prospects we've ever seen, especially when it comes to like wanting to play the game, because he's one of those players who like has been like manifesting this year. Like he just can't stop thinking about Board Wars 24/7. And so like that's why JD had to trade up for this pick, because these other teams, like they saw his like potential and his talent, and they're like, ooh, we kind of want that guy. But nobody knows yet he could possibly be the greatest player we've ever seen play the game. So that's why they traded up. Fantastic pick. Luke Donzie's going to be a stud. Yeah, that's all I got to say.
Yeah, he either will or he won't. Do you have any clue what this trade might have entailed? It seems pretty secretive.
I have no idea. It's an absolute secret, and maybe we'll never know.
Yeah, maybe. Well, hey, we weren't in the room where it happened. Well, we were in the room, but they're pretty secretive over there. But I'm curious to see what the Discord shows in a little bit. Thank you, Max. All right, next up is Ian.
All right, so this is the final pick for the Purple Dragons of the 2025 Board Wars Draft. And with this pick, we select the Jude.
The Purple Dragons have added the Jude. Now they were just undercut, so I don't know what the thought process was there. I'm wondering if that threw them off, but it doesn't seem like it. It seems like Ian knew exactly what he wanted to do with this pick still, and he got the Jude, someone who I bet he's really excited to add. I'm curious to see what kind of contribution he makes to this team, and that leaves us just with the Smoky Salamanders to make the final pick of this draft. Mr. Irrelevant, if you will, which, hey, like I said, season 1, Mr. Irrelevant was the season's MVP. So it's a 50-50 chance he either is or isn't going to be the MVP. And also, half of all MVPs have been the last pick in the draft. I think. Wait, JD, where were you? What round were you drafted in? Third. Wow. So third and fourth rounders have been the 2 MVPs so far. So maybe round 3 is really the one that you got to look for. So, you can't count on anybody. We should still be paying attention to this draft pick, and who knows, they could take over. And with that, Mr. Irrelevant is Gideon.
All right. This is the last pick of the Board Wars 2025 season, or 2025-2026 season draft. Absolutely insane that this person was able to fall to me this low. Mr. Irrelevant is a very, very important thing that happens. It is honestly a stamp of honor, in my opinion. Mr. Irrelevant becoming the MVP season 1 truly just shows how litigious of a honor this is in Board Wars. It can show that you can go from any draft order all the way up to the very top person, because we've only seen you guys play Board Wars 3 or 4 times at the max, all the way down to that, and this is a game that you could pick up if you really get into it very, very quickly. So with the pick that I grabbed, I'm very, very glad to pick up Skeleteven. Please come up here, mister. Skeleteven, in my opinion, is an absolute steal for Mr. Irrelevant right here. And I'll say this right now. If Slushy doesn't, this kid right here is the Board Wars MVP. Am I right? Am I right or am I right?
You're right.
Exactly. That's what I'm talking about. Absolutely amazing.
All right, Skeleteven, Mr. Irrelevant. How do you feel?
I feel great. I get to be on the winning team of last year, so should be good.
True. One of only 2 teams to ever win it all. Really solid place to be. So what brought you into Board Wars? Who do you know? Who got you involved?
Gideon talked to me about it first, and then also John Avila talked to me about it. Yeah.
Awesome. And I know, doesn't being Mr. Relevant give you a chip on your shoulder? Do you feel like you got, does that give you a little bit of edge coming into the season?
Yeah, maybe people see me as an underdog, but, maybe I'll be, the 50-50, get the MVP this year. You never know.
Yeah, you have a 50-50 chance, it seems. You either do or you don't. It's happened 50% of the time, so it's got to be true.
Exactly.
Awesome. Well, we're super excited. Before we send it to Gus, do you want to have a final word?
No, that's all.
Awesome. Thank you.
And with that final pick, the draft has concluded. And it is with great pleasure I get to say officially that Board Wars Season 3 has begun. Isn't that awesome? Isn't that awesome? Give it up for your captains here coming out tonight and over Discord. Give it up for Dr. Luke. You can go flex in front of the camera and say your goodbyes. And thank you all for joining us tonight. We will be seeing you next week. Week 1. Yep, week 1. Next week. Good night.